everybody, Laura here. So today I'm doing a scrapbook layout and I'm using a picture of my daughter. She was probably 3 in the picture, so it's been a few years. And I'm just going to be chopping off the edges of that. I order my pictures through Groovebook, this app that I have on my phone, and every month they send me 100 pictures. I choose which pictures I want, and they send it to me in a little book, and so I can just, with perforated edges, so I just pull them out, and they print them how you took them, and you can edit them before you have them printed, and everything. And so this was one of the pictures, so I cut off the border, and all the papers that I'm going to be using are pretty much scraps out of my scrap bin. It's just completely full of papers, and I try to use as much as I can, and I feel like if I don't use some of my scraps, it's like I feel bad using a new piece of paper unless I'm looking for something specific. I really try to pull out of my scraps as much as I can, and it's still really full, so I don't know. I've just got to keep trying to wear it down. And so I'm just going to be layering some papers behind the photo, and I've done, the picture is black and white, and I didn't edit the picture. It was edited, I think, on my ex-husband's Facebook page, and I stole it from his Facebook page and just saved it to my phone, but I believe he's the one that did the editing with it. But with it being black and white, I just took some pink paper around it, then a black and white, I believe. Let me get my paper and I'll see, because I can't see on there. Whoop. Uh-oh. Yeah, a black and white chevron paper. Let's set this up. And I'm trying to find something to go behind it, and at first I think about this pink paper, but it's just really too dark. And when I started the layout, my intention was I wanted to use some of the die cuts and things I have for the Bella Rouge, and I have all these die cuts and things, but it's hard for me to use die cuts for some reason, or it's hard for me to really embellish these pages. I try, but I'm still learning. This is only like, I don't know, my 14th or 15th layout or something, and I'm working at that. But I do have die cuts that I like to use, but I just can't ever seem to get them on the paper. And that pink piece that I just pulled, that is from a Kaiser Craft, the English Rose collection, and it's just a light pink, and it's got some white polka dots on it that you can probably can't see. But and then that paper behind there, that gray paper, that I think is from like the My Girl stack, I believe is the name of the paper pad, and it's just gray, and it has a lot of words on it like adorable, beautiful girl, happy, hello, play, sunshine, and so I cut that to kind of hang out on both sides of there. And I don't know, I really wish that I watch YouTube videos all the time, and I see these ladies create these beautiful pages, and I'm like, oh, I can do that. And when I sit down to actually create a page, it takes me a while to do it. I sped this video up like by 2 times, I think, so, and it's still like a 20-something minute long video, so it took me like 45 minutes, and I was even pausing in between some of it, so it took me a long time to scrapbook. I don't know, but I really want to get better at it because I do enjoy it. I'm actually considering soon, I think I might try to switch over to 8.5 by 11, because just with less space, maybe if I start off with that until I get better, and then I can move over into the 12 by 12. And so I'm just taking some homemade ink sprays, and I was getting ready to put it on, and then I'm like, oh, I need gesso. And so I take my gesso and I'm going to spread that all over the page. And I see in the videos that they use gesso first so that the ink, whenever I do the splatter technique, it won't soak into the paper. The gesso's priming it, so the ink sprays will kind of stay on top instead of soaking in, and the colors will be more vibrant. Open up my drawer right quick. And that first color I'm going to be using is just a homemade ink spray, and I just mixed it with acrylic paint, and it's the color fuchsia, and I just mixed it with water. And the other one I believe I'm going to be using is a light pink, and that one I just mixed with water and some food coloring. And I like that. I have that third one sitting out there, but it is, let's see if I can find it. Well, I don't know what I did with it. It's in here somewhere. I'm just not coming across it yet. But it is a homemade ink spray that I made. And oh, here it is. And I used pink food coloring and some eyeshadow to make it shimmery. But I don't know which eyeshadow I used, but maybe I put purple eyeshadow or something, because whenever I spray it, it's more of a purple. So you'll see here in a minute where I squirt it and it's more purple, and I decide not to use that. But I'm just using the, what is it, smushing technique, where you spray it on a piece of plastic and then smush it around. And I'm not very good at that either. But I think if I had a sturdier piece of plastic, like if I get some acetate maybe to do it with, it would work better or something. Probably not, but maybe. Yeah, see, that's like purple. So I just decide not to use that. I'm just going to keep smushing some color down. I know that my picture, I'm wanting it to go kind of in the top left hand side, so I'm just going to go around the edges of that so that it will show. I've been trying to get my videos edited. One day I sat down and just created a bunch of things. Excuse me, I did a couple of layouts and an art journal page and a birthday card for my daughter and some backgrounds, and just crafted all day because I'd been in such a funk. I hadn't been in here in my craft room in weeks, because after, if any of you had seen my video where I did my emergency destash, just having that happen, and then me having to sell off a bunch of my products and my items, it just put me in a big funk. And then after that, it wasn't very long after that that we ended up getting our income taxes. And so my husband was like, well, you know, what are some of the things that you really miss? And so I was able to go back and buy a few things, which doesn't make much sense, but it just, some of those things, I mean, I was really sad about it, because this is my passion, like, this is my selfish time, you know. I don't spend our money on much else, just basically craft stuff. Like, I buy craft stuff as much as I can, like when I can. And so I was really, really sad about my dilution paints. And so you would have seen me use those in my background strips video and stuff. And that was the number one. Like, I just really wanted to get them back because I used them a lot and I really enjoyed them. Right now I'm just using some of that, what is this, dry deck spackling. You can get that from the Dollar Tree. I like to use that as my modeling paste sometimes. and I'm just putting that through a stencil, which I believe that's called North Star, and it's a crafter's workshop, I think. But I'm just doing those around the page. But yeah, my Delusions paints I missed so bad, like right away. I was super sad about it. And my stencils, because I'd really got into using them a lot, and I just, I really wanted them. So those were two of the main things that I went back and just had to like repurchase as soon as possible. And I found the Delusion paints. They were at scrapbook.com, I think, and they were, I think, $3.99 a piece. And I was just like, okay, I've got to do this. And then with the Delusion paint, and on scrapbook.com, I think it was like 50 per, like if you spend $50, you got free shipping or something. And I was looking at it, and with all the colors of the Delusion paint I was wanting, the total came up to like, I don't know, I think it was like $38 or something. And then so whenever they added the shipping, it came up to like 40 something. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna add product, to my order so that I could just get the free shipping. And so I went into their clearance section, and they had a whole bunch of stencils, and they also had a deal at the time where if you go through the clearance section, every 5th item was free. And so I just went through and I was looking, and they had a bunch of stencils, and they were like $2.39 a piece or something. So that was my first like serious purchase right after I was able to go and purchase anything, was the Delusions paints and then as many stencils as I could. And I ended up getting a lot. Let me see the brand. They're from Clear Scraps. That's the name of the stencils. That's a lot of the stencils I got back from at scrapbook.com. And then another purchase was for the Tim Holtz stencils, because I really like those. I didn't get all of the same ones I had before, and I got a couple of extras that I liked, and I think I got those off of eBay. But I've just got my picture, back to the layout for a second. I just got my picture, or my layout spread up there, and I'm trying to go through and find, I've got all the die cuts laid out. Like, that's a big pile of die cuts, and I really wish I could use as many of those as possible, but whenever I go to put them on the page, I just don't seem to know what I'm doing. And I think I only added, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 die cuts, which may seem like a lot, but I feel like I could have added more to this picture. But I've got that number 3, and then there's like this acetate butterfly. And that unicorn's really cute too, but I don't know, I just can't seem to find placement with it. Or like, I think it's cute on there and it matches, but I just don't know where to put it. And that little banner there, it says, "You're meant to shine." And I was really meaning to put that on the page, but it didn't end up making it. I think I ended up losing it for a little bit, and I forgot about it, and then it was just like, well, okay. And that little acetate circle says beautiful. And I've got some little banners, pink banners down there at the bottom, and I'm just kind of trying to find what'll fit. Yeah, so just after, when we got our taxes, I went and bought a few things, and it really brought me back into wanting to use them again. And I know I've created in the past without having certain items. I mean, I know that I can create, I started off just using the 50-cent bottles of acrylic paint, in which I do still have those, and I use them. And I know that I can come in here and make things without getting, going and buying certain things. But, it just put me in a funk. And when I was able to get a few things back, it kind of just made me be like, okay, get back in there, get back to it, because I was almost to the point like thinking, I'm just gonna give up. I'm just gonna like clear out my craft room. I'm not gonna make videos anymore. And that was just a lot of negative thinking that I didn't need to be doing. We hit a rough spot, but it all turned out. And and it always does get better. And I truly apologize if you can hear in the background. He's in the other room and I have the door closed, but my husband's playing video games and he's noisy. But I really hope you can't hear him because his language isn't exactly appropriate right now. Anyways, those stickers on the left, the Laugh, Priceless family, I've had that for a long time and I don't know. I always try to find stuff. I've got a few alphabet sheets that I'm trying to also figure out, because before I was like, well, they need to be all, or I wanted my titles to always have the same, kind of the same alphabet, or they'll look the same or whatever. And I'm starting to learn that I can just use different fonts, different colors, and make them, the layout still look as, pretty. And I've got those white doilies, the miniature doilies. They have those at Walmart, and I a while back, a long time ago, I freaked out because I didn't know they had them, and they're like $1.99 a pack, maybe $2 something. I don't know. I bought like 3 or 4 packs, so I have doilies for days, and I'm not even using them that often. I told myself, I was like, I'm going to use these doilies all the time, and I don't. So, okay, hold on just a second.